Hello, hello. Good evening, Travis.
Mike, 40 Mike on the Mark 19. Mike and
And
Fury of Hellfish Haven. We are resilient. We are war.
hmm and I have to say that today, I count today as a good day.
I count today as a good day. Nice.
hmm And then, on the other side, if you're having a rough go at things, today feels hard, but we can make it through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kind of like the Bruins, they need some of that from last night. That was
Ooh,
whew, Lord have mercy. That was tough.
it was not pretty.
No, dude. It was it was like, what is this? What is this?
After running from that emotional high of Game 7, I mean, whoo.
Right. Right.
Um, we do have a another fella joining us here. I'm going to bring him on right now. Good evening, Craig.
Hey, what's happening, Mikey? Glad to be back and appreciate you reaching out. Um, Good things are happening, so glad to be here.
Absolutely. I had the benefit of being able to go to North Attleboro's VFW meeting this past Tuesday night, and get to see firsthand kind of things that have been going on as the post is in their rejuvenation evolution phase of going from you know the stereotypical VFW post to one that's engaging the community, one that's engaging GWAT veterans and beyond. Nah, Greg, if you would like to just share some of the stuff that's going on at the post and
Yeah, absolutely,
how this came about.
absolutely. Didn't mean to leave Travis out there either, so appreciate the platform out there, Oscar Mike Radio. So
All the love, man. All the love. I love what you're doing, and it's great for you to be with us tonight.
absolutely, no, I've been working with Mikey on a couple different fronts lately with the. Was that supposed to happen?
Oh
No,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
we had a little Jose moment there. It's all right,
Oh,
buddy.
hey,
He's
yeah.
a good boy.
So I've been working with Mike on a few different fronts, nonprofit wise and VFW wise, and now he's closer to the North Attleboro area, living in Rentham, and that's kind of my back neck of the woods, and we've been able to help out a couple veterans along the way, and with the nonprofits working together, and now Mikey being out this way, we were able. I talked to him a lot about the VFW here in North Attleboro, Post 443 Newell Blaze, and about a year ago, or just over a year ago, we've had a leadership change. I became a senior vice commander, and we've just really gotten heavily involved in reviving this post. Typical of posts across the Commonwealth and even the country. Unfortunately, a lot of them are starting to, for lack of better terms, die off and fall to the wayside. And we need that era, like Mike was talking about earlier, with the global war on terror, Iraq, Afghanistan. Um, you know, Even Desert Storm, Desert Shield need to kind of step up now and take the torch from the old timers, from the Korean War, Vietnam War, and all that, and keep the post running. And we've been able to kind of sit back and assess here in North Attleboro and see what's going on. And literally 2 years ago, I was sitting in the hall as a new member, and I was the minority. I was the young guy, and all the other guys were the old timers, and they didn't want to hear from me. So a year later, now we're you know involved and rolling up our sleeves and recruiting efforts, getting people like Mike and others that are coming into the area and leaving other VFW posts or not being active because they're a distance away, and explaining to them what's going on here in North Attleboro. And we've taken a community effort. starting the beginning of this year, January 1st, and pretty much every month we're doing something new here to revive this place and refresh it, give it a makeover, and get activities in here to get people aware of what we do. It's not just a place to go and have cheap drinks and get into a fight and go home. It's more than that, and we do help veterans along the way, and it's a place for veterans to come and you know talk to each other and understand each other versus you know drowning your sorrows. So
Craig, I wanted to just pick your brain about one thing real quick, because I'm kind of guilty of this, where my first VFW American Legion experience wasn't exactly positive, getting out of the Marine Corps and moving to the South Shore. I didn't grow up around here, and just feeling like, hey, you're not welcome here, by the way. We're gonna and what made you decide to come back? Because I'm really wrestling with that right now. I
yeah,
don't know
so
why, but it still sticks in my craw for some reason.
yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of us can talk about that experience, coming back and going into these posts, and um, I think finally uh, it's becoming aware across not just local VFWs but state districts and national that times are changing, times change and evolve, and we have to evolve as an organization, um, and look at different ways to make it so that people want to come. And I'll tell you, our experience here in North Attleboro has been I got people that are calling me saying, I want to transfer to your post because we're hearing all the good things you're doing. We want to be a part of that. We want to come there and help this post revive and survive and carry on for years. And it's amazing to hear that because all we're doing is really working with our community partners, local businesses, organizations that want to help veterans and the VFW. I'll give you a quick example. We had a few trees in the back of the parking lot, huge oaks. Been there probably since the building's been here in the 50s. And they just started, creating havoc out back there. We have a nice water view out back, and it was impeding that view, um, dropping acorns on cars when people were parking back there, the whole 9 yards. Well, long story short, we went out, we talked to the community, and we found a tree company that shook our hands and said, "We want to help the VFW. What can we do?" And they came in and took these trees down that had been a burden for years, almost a $9,000 job for zero.
Man, that's amazing. That's
So
amazing.
you just got to go out there and talk to people. It's not rocket science. We're not reinventing the wheel here, but you really just have to get your message across that we want to partner with the community and let the community know we're here for you guys as well. Come down here on the weekends, fish off the property, come in and say hi. We can't say we're open to the public, but we can certainly say all are welcome. So.
I think it's a really important thing that people forget. It's welcoming the community into these spaces and letting them see us veterans for who we are. I think that's something that's missed a whole lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just explaining to someone just earlier before I jumped on that from a year ago till now, there was nothing going on in this post nightly other than just having the doors open. Since a year ago till now, we have Monday nights, we have a cribbage league that comes into the hall, 20 plus people. Tuesday nights, we have a group of people that just come to the bar and they play left, right, center, probably 20 plus people. Wednesday nights is our kind of quiet night. Thursday nights we have cornhole, which I was setting up for. Unfortunately, that we'll talk about that later. But maybe you can help me post some numbers to get cornhole people down this way. But uh, we do cornhole now, and we do Texas Hold'em night. Friday nights we're doing pool leagues now, and hopefully we have our dart boards up soon, and we'll be doing dart leagues on that Wednesday night or that Monday night or the Saturday night that's open. So literally going from nothing going on nightly here to almost every day of the week we got something going on, and people coming in, they're seeing our posts on Facebook and they're loving what we're doing here, and they love coming in and having all these activities as well. It's not just walking into the 1970s VFW with the dim lighting and the cheap drinks and leaving there at midnight. So
That's awesome. I think what's really hitting me right now is it's just good to hear about a win, and not just like, hey, we had more people, but you got the community to help you out with the trees. That's huge. You're getting people to come. You have things going on there every night. Those are all wins, Craig, and I just think it's really cool to hear about wins versus some of the other problems we hear. So I think people have a lot to learn from you all.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's I see a question up there about what post. It's post 443 Newell Blaze in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. But yeah, we're taking an approach that, and especially with the younger, I say the younger crew. I consider myself in the younger veteran population at, you know, we'll just say 50, but we're getting the troops from 30 to 60 in that range being interested in coming here. And not only are they coming here, but they're actually, and Mike can attest to this, his first night here with Jose Tuesday night, he had something to say and we all listened and we said, you know what, good point. Let's work on that. So we're not just saying show up, and we tell people, hey, we get it. You guys have lives. If you got, you know, uh, soccer night with the kids and you can't make it this month, but next month's good, no problem. I'm telling you right now, Travis, a year ago, we were lucky if we had 5 people to have a forum. Sometimes we'd have to not even have the meeting, and because only 3 or 4 of us show up. Now we're in the opposite end where we're having 10 to 12 to 15 people a month showing up. So if someone can't make it a particular month, they're on vacation, whatever, you don't have to show up to every meeting, but just participate when we need you. We have opened up our social media forums now. We have WhatsApp, so we can group text everybody, and uh, we're doing our website has just been revamped by one of our members who's an IT guru, and it's phenomenal. If you ever get a chance to check it out, post 443 North Attleboro, vfw.org. Chris Howe is doing amazing things on that website. We partnered with a local butcher shop in North Attleboro called the Meat Bar Marketplace. They're known in the town and outside the town for their phenomenal meats, quality meats. They just came in and started partnering with us on our meat raffles that we do once a month on Saturdays. So, and we had a huge outpouring. I think after purchasing the meats at his cost and donating 2 platters, we still, after paying off the meats, we still took in over $600 to $1,000 in that one day. So it's pretty amazing when you start working and outreaching with your community what they want to do to help as well.
It sounds like good begets good, and good's like it's like an avalanche of good.
Oh yeah,
Once you get the
coming.
snowball going.
It just keeps coming. I mean, if you don't ask, you don't know, and that's the whole thing I try to tell guys and gals that are coming here. Listen, reach out, talk to people. I talk to people. I'll just be out of the blue. Hey, what's going on? Oh, you need to serve. You notice they're wearing an army hat or a sweatshirt or something, and you start talking about VFW. Oh, you're not eligible. That's the next thing we're doing is we want to start working on a VFW auxiliary, because a lot of people want to be members, but they don't fit under the criteria, the requirements to be a VFW member. But maybe their father, their grandfather, their uncle, whatever served, and they do, or did if they've passed away, then that person can come in as an auxiliary member and still help. So we haven't done that yet, and I can't wait till that happens, because we're going to get much more involvement and participation from family members and just people from the public that want to be part of helping veterans in the VFW.
So if I want to come down to Attleboro VFW and play some Texas Hold'em, I can come down.
Absolutely, it's North Attleboro to get that. North Attleboro.
So there's a north and there's an Attleboro
Yes.
and a North Attleboro.
Yes.
No
North
South Attleboro.
Very, very distinctly different.
South Attleboro is actually part of Attleboro, believe it or not. So
I thought South Attleboro was part of Rhode Island.
No, it's right on the border. Yeah, I mean, Thursday nights we have Texas Hold'em. Every Thursday night we got a good crew, about anywhere from 10 to 12 guys that show up to play, and it's a great night. So, I encourage anybody that wants to come down, check it out, see what we're doing, how we're doing it. Come on down.
Awesome. The other thing too that I noticed when I was at the meeting was when you guys were talking about the events, you were talking about selling tickets. You talked about adults being $25 for the meat plate, and then you guys included, the family members in that discussion. You were talking about, kids are going to be, not so much money because, they're going to eat two hot dogs. So, $10 for, kids X age to X age, and then, kids under five free, things like that, to make sure that you're including the families of these veterans. That's one of the biggest things that I try to push to organizations is, this little time that people have between work and everything else that's going on in their lives, that if we want to be able to engage the veteran, we need to engage the veteran and their family as well.
Yeah, and let's face it, Mike. I mean, you know as well as I do, and Travis, that for many years that's what the VFW got the the short end of the stick on. That it was known for vets just going there and getting cheap drinks and walling their sorrows away per se, and not including the family. And that's where it started to get a bad rap. And I think you know this post is certainly looking at different alternatives to make sure the family's involved and do family days, do fishing derbies, whatever we can do to make sure not just a member that comes here, their family wants to come here too and participate. So
Well, do you ever have like younger people come in and say, hey, I want to talk to you about possibly joining the military, or, I'm looking to join the military. I've talked to a recruiter. I just want to bounce it off you all. I'm just curious.
so in my experience here at the VFW, not so much, but obviously on my other platforms, I just retired a year ago, almost a year ago, as a police officer, and I certainly had a lot of high schoolers and parents reach out to me knowing that I was a veteran and served, just to ask questions about serving in the military. And I'm sure as we open the doors to the VFW a little more, that's probably going to happen. They have a couple different scholarship programs for middle schoolers and high schoolers, Patriots Pen and Voice of Democracy under the VFW. And unfortunately, as we saw this year, it seems like it's kind of been pushed off the burner and off to the side. We had, I think, two or three applicants for the Patriots Pen, which is middle school age, and then we didn't have anybody at the high school age for the Voice of Democracy put in for it. So our plan is to go to our local middle school and our local high schools to include, regional schools like Tri-County Vocational and Bishop Pan, which is a private, and let them know about these two programs and let them know your students at these levels can put in for these scholarships. And if they get to the national level, one of these, I think it's Voice of Democracy, can be about $30,000 to go towards college. So, those type of things we want to work with our school administrators and make sure they know the programs out there and to get out these kids to put time in and put their applications in so they could help their parents out with some scholarships, loans.
We got Winnie checking in from Valhalla Waste and Jimmy James and a couple others. This is really cool.
And the other thing too, Craig, while we have you on here, want to switch hats for a second and go over to your VP hat and describe what's going on with New Englanders helping out veterans with that thing that you actually got to chat with me about while we were helping a mass guardsman veteran and helping him with furniture and things like that. Craig was able to tell me of a new partnership they made in Rhode Island with a couple of community organizations, one being a veteran owned junk hauling. What is it, J Dog?
Yeah, J Dog trash and junk removal. Yeah,
Okay,
so I mean, a lot of the people that have been listening to you guys for the last year or so have seen me on a couple times, and as the vice president of New Englanders helping our veterans, small nonprofit that we go out and help veterans daily. And one of the biggest things I kept kind of talking about over the last year, a couple of years now, um, we tend to get a lot of furniture donations. We help a lot of veterans directly with the VA HPACT in Providence. And when the veterans get their first housing, typically a one-bedroom studio somewhere, They have their bed and frame, and that's about all they got when they move into this apartment. And because of our donors out there that have donated over the years, furniture wise, we're able to get a request for a veteran that needs furniture, even sometimes housewares, silverware, plates, cups, whatever. And we're able to go over there, and when we leave, that veteran has a fully furnished apartment, and they're amazed by it, and they're astounded that there's someone out there that's doing this to help them. Um, but our biggest problem for several years has been we have no storage for it. So when we get people that want to donate this furniture, a lot of times we have to turn it down because we don't have any place to put it. We don't have a veteran in need right away. Um, so Jimmy and I, the president, just kept talking about how ways we can do this. Do we get our own building? Do we, But then again, you talk about money, and with us nonprofits, every penny pretty much goes back to the veteran. I mean, we don't, none of us take any paychecks. We don't get paid to do any of this. We do it because we love it and we want to help veterans, and we're veterans. So, but a long story short, out of the blue, we got a phone call from a real estate broker in Rhode Island, and he wanted to partner up with a veterans organization that helps veterans, and he wanted to establish a furniture bank. Now, this is the first time I've ever heard of what a furniture bank is, but very similar to a food bank or your regular banks. It's a place where there's a lot of furniture. But this gentleman said, "Hey, if I get free furniture, I want to give it to someone. I should be able to do that. I don't need to have paperwork. I don't need to, you know, charge anybody anything." So we said, "Well, talk to us some more." So we said, "I want to get veterans involved. I know there's a big, outreach out there that veterans need furniture. We need furniture for not only needy families within the Rhode Island and a surrounding area, but we want to help veterans. And how can we do this?" So we said, "Well, we can get the furniture, but we have no place to put it." He goes, "Well, that's solved. Bring it here. Anytime you get furniture, bring it here." He goes, "You have a veteran that needs furniture, you tell them to call me. He gets preference or she gets preference. He meets me or he meets me in Warwick, and I go through the whole store with them, and they pick out what they want. They put their name on it, and better yet, that happens on a Tuesday. Thursday, he has a moving company contracted, and will move the furniture in for the veteran." So that kind of solved our furniture issue of storage. So we've been rather busy the last few weeks of getting our furniture, and we have storage bins that we've been paying over $1,000 a month for, that now we can trickle out that furniture, bring it to the furniture bank, and now we're cutting our costs down because we're not paying for storage. And anytime we still get the request through New England's helping our veterans. We'll tell Ned, "Hey, we got a veteran coming next Tuesday. No problem. First crack at everything. Anything they want, they get." Now, the second part of this is amazing, is that Ned, being a real estate broker, he does a lot of real estate dealings, and people that are selling their houses can't get rid of all their stuff in time. So what do? He found a veteran-owned and veteran employed. He employs veterans in his business, and he goes out and cleans these houses out, and they bring it back to the furniture bank, and what they can use, they put in the furniture bank, uh, accomplishing a lot of different things. Not overfilling our landfills, number one, of stuff that could be used and is good stuff, and the stuff that they don't use in the furniture bank, they put it on a online auction, and all the funds garnered from the online auction go right back to the organization to help veterans and families in need. So it's pretty amazing, and his goal is to not have an outside contracted moving company move this furniture for the families and the veterans in need, but he wants J-Dog, veteran owned, veteran employed business, to be able to get to that point where now they're bringing the furniture to the veterans and hiring more veterans to help. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing, and blew my mind when we met this good gentleman, because it's all the stuff that Jimmy, the president, and myself have been talking about for 3+ years now, trying to figure this out, and it just fell in our lap, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Well, I just think it really brings together this thing where if you work together, what's the old saying? You can go faster alone, but further together. And this embodies that. It's getting to know people, building relationships, and then using the power of those relationships to impact people positively. And there's no government, there's no like VA form or
Nope.
uh other kinds of forms of paperwork.
Nope. You
You
get
just
the only way you're going to get to see this furniture bank is you get referred by our organization, New Englanders Helping Our Veterans, or like a social service worker that refers you to this furniture bank. It's not open to the public. He sees people on Tuesdays, and then on Thursdays he goes out himself actually with the moving company and delivers the furniture to see these people and what they're just overwhelmed with joy that there's someone out there that really cares and brings this furniture to them that they want to help. And he tells them, liability, you can't help it. So, but it's yeah, it's unbelievable. It's amazing. And I'm just glad to be a part of it and actually finally see um, what you can do. Again, collaborating with individuals that are like-minded. Now, I'll mind you again, this gentleman actually ran this furniture bank on his own for about a year and a half out of his own pocket. He was paying for this stuff. So now he's formed a 501c3, so he'll accept donations through the 501c3 to help pay for the moving costs and oversight of the building. But um, he was pretty adamant he didn't want to do that. But once he finally started talking to people and realizing we need to do it, he's done it. And he's only been in Warwick now for I think 2 months, and it's amazing to see what we're doing. And the overall objective is to help veterans that need the furniture. And, we get donations. People want to donate an armoire. Does a veteran that's homeless, that's getting his first apartment, need an armoire? Probably not. But the nice thing about that is a needy family in the Rhode Island, Massachusetts area could use that, and he'll take care of that. So it's furniture that maybe we wouldn't have used for a veteran, but it's going back to a needy family, number one, and number two, whatever other proceeds they garner from these auctions go right back into the organization, which helps veterans, employs veterans, and has a veteran-owned junk and trash removal company on board. So very veteran orientated and needy. And the only way you can get there is by being referred to our organization or a social worker. So
we
pretty
got
much,
Wendy H from Valhalla Wait saying she loves this, Craig. Richard Fleek out in the Tennessee area. We're nationwide is checking in tonight, and then we have Barry Estevez calling you out, Chappie. Is it Chappie
what's
for
up,
real?
Barry? Yeah,
So
he caused a lot of my gray hair and my thinning hair out, Barry did.
okay, so that's how that works.
But no, it's great to see this come to fruition. Like Craig and I were on a call with the executive offices of Veteran Services about a year ago now, and pushing and asking for these things. How can we get these? How can we work on these together? What do we need to do to help bring this together? And sometimes you can't go through the government channels, you can't go through the VA channels, and sometimes that's the benefit of being a nonprofit is we have the ability to kind of freelance on our own and make those connections with other organizations and other community members to be able to provide that support sooner than other organizations that have to do a lot of the paperwork and a lot of the red tape that follows that.
Yeah, and I think talking about the executive office of Veteran Services, we've put some pretty good groundwork or topics in their ears to be able to work on, and it sounds like they are making progress on that. And a couple of those were number
Mhm.
one is how can us nonprofits have access or find these grants that are veteran orientated when we can't get a veteran? I mean, we can't get a grant writer. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. We've tried through New Englanders Helping Our Veterans every year, 2 or 3 posts, reaching out. Hey, anybody know a grant writer? And it's all crickets, right? Um, so, you know, most of our organization, we all work full time, and then we do this. Our president is I consider myself half retired. I did retire a year ago, but I got my hands in a few different things. But um, so there's two of us that are retired. The rest are full time working. So when we have to move a veteran on a Thursday morning, it's me and Jimmy. And Jimmy's 71. So and let me tell you, he works around me, and I'm 53. So he's a good person to have by his side, and he does it all from his heart. So um, we want to see what the Executive Office of Veteran Services can do for us to make it accessible. They're not giving it out, but hey, post it on their website. Hey, all these are all the veterans orientated uh, grants that are out there in the state of Massachusetts. Then we just have a one stop shop. We can look on their webpage. Hey, oh, this one fits our organization. Let's put in for it. Instead of trying to search it, do a Google search. What type of veterans grants are out there? It's crazy, and when you don't have a lot of time, you're running into brick walls. The second part was we wanted to talk about you know establishing a way that nonprofits can kind of verify military status, sort of like your local VSOs in Massachusetts. Can we have access to that database? Right now, there's organizations, nonprofits, that have to pay a large sum of money to have this capability because they want to make sure. Unfortunately, there is fraud out there just about anywhere in the world. There is fraud in the veteran community and nonprofit organizations, and it's just one other tool that we could have to just verify. Because the awkward moment comes, we get a request on the website. Oh yeah, John Jones needs help. You served in the U.S. Air Force. We call John Jones. Hey John, what do you need? Okay, yep. Oh, by the way, can we see your DD-214 or your military ID? It's kind of that awkward moment, right? This could help us circumvent that and just verify, yep, they served in the military. Because again, our nonprofit, New England is Helping Our Veterans, might be a little different criteria than Hellfish Haven or Specialist Matthew Pellini Memorial Fund or Hidden Battles, right? Our nonprofit just basically says, if you served in our military and you need assistance, we're going to do everything we can to try and help you, right? So if you served a day, a week, a year, um, National Guard, you don't have to be a wounded, veteran. You don't have to be disabled. You don't have. There's no other than just serving in our military. That's all we need to verify, and we can help you. So it's pretty amazing that when you talk to a lot of these veterans, they don't realize that. They go, "Oh, well, I can't get VA benefits. Why are you going to help me?" Well, because we're different and we're a nonprofit. So it goes back to that, putting the word out there and letting people know we're out here. And that's why, back on your year anniversary of this war, we are resilient. Um, you know, this is a type of platform, as you see more and more people log in and check us out. Even if they can pop in for 10, 20 minutes, half an hour, they're seeing what you're doing and the word's getting out there across the nation now, right? So that's what we're going to keep doing.
So, gentlemen, I've got to get ready for Oscar Mike Radio, but Craig, great to connect with you tonight, and really learned a lot. You can make change where you are. It's the power of the relationship and the aspect of community that's going to really keep VFWs and veterans advocacy alive. So, I'm going to sign up. I want to say thank you for coming on and sharing with us, and I really appreciate your time.
All right, Travis.
And Travis, before you go, who do you have on tonight?
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I've got two things. I have an U.S. Army AA-64 Apache mechanic who got into motocross, and now he does veterans advocacy as an Operation Vet Now ambassador. And then after the show, I'm dropping a special announcement about something that's going on for Oscar Mike Radio during Memorial Day. So it's been a pretty good day, but thank you all for coming out tonight and checking out We Are Resilient, We Are War! And I will see you next time.
All right, Travis. Greg, you got a few minutes to hang out and chat for a few more?
Yeah, absolutely. My cornhole tournament turned
right.
out to be a dud, so I got to do something. No.
Were you guys are doing that on Fridays or?
Thursday nights, but so it we started 3 weeks ago. The first two Thursday nights was about 20 average, which is not a bad showing for a Thursday night. Um, the promoter decided to try and switch it to Wednesday night last week, and it was a dud. So this week we went back to Thursday night. So there might be just a little bit of miscommunication there, but we're hoping it'll take off. It'll be a weekly thing, and it gets people in the door and having fun and supporting the local VFW. So um, we're doing one every Thursday night, 6:30 registration, 7 o'clock bags fly, and anybody's more than welcome to come on down to our post and join in. It's a great time. It's $10 to buy in, and you get four. I think it's a 4-game double elimination type uh, tournament, and our canteen's open, so the bar's open, and our kitchen should be following right behind that shortly. So people that are hungry
Now,
will be able.
do folks get bragging rights? What do you win in this tournament?
Yeah, so we make our posts every week of the winners, and the promoter actually does his own little thing on his Facebook too, and I believe there's cash prizes. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into the weeds with it, um,
Hmm.
but it's a good time. The first 2 nights were great. Last week and this week not so much, but hopefully it'll catch back on, and we'll be up and running again for the next long haul of Thursday nights.
It's one of the things you could always do is have a spot in the hall with a picture of the reigning champions, and have them have to keep defending their
But
championship weekly.
yeah, I think what we'd like to do is eventually establish it as a league. There's several around the community, around the area now, but I think that takes a little more building. And right now we're kind of the beginning stages. But every week there's a different. There could be a different winner, first, second, and third place, and we take the pictures with the cornhole boards, and they get their a little bit of cash back. And they get their bragging rights for the week. And if they want to come back and try and win again, albeit great.
That could be a thing too. Is a simple T-shirt. Cornhole champion. VFW. Post. 443. Just something as simple as that. And then whenever they wear that out in public, it's also advertising for you guys as well.
We might do that. So last year we held our own cornhole tournament just on a weekend, more of as a fundraising event than just a weekly, you know, uh, league. And we're in the planning stages right now of another one. And a lot of people that are in the cornhole world uh, like those weekend tournaments because they can go and play them and have fun and maybe win some money out of it, but they're also attending it for a good cause, for a fundraising effort. So, and we've gotten some feedback on that. So, we're certainly going to host one very shortly here. Hopefully, between now and the end of June, we'll have a cornhole tournament on a weekend here. We'll have a food truck. If our kitchen isn't up yet, we'll have a food truck out front, and the canteen will be open, and everybody just have a great time. The last one was a well attended, and I think we can do better as we move on. So
Maybe Hellfish Haven can throw in on that and co-sponsor, do something with that with you guys.
yeah, that'd be awesome. The more different communities and outreach we can get is always welcome and helpful. And I know I still got to get you down here for one of your game nights. You haven't, you slack
Yeah.
down or slow down on that for a little bit. So with your move and
No,
everything.
I know the other thing too that I was looking at the post is when I was the commander of the Foxborough Legion, we were able to bring in a couple of game systems in there on like a 50-50 split with the gaming company. And like first we had just like Golden Tee, the Silver Strike, the little ball one.
Yeah,
And then after that, we got a pinball machine that was really popular with the guys. And then the one that took the cake though was getting Buck Hunter. We
really.
had Buck Hunter there, and guys would put money in that like they were saving for college because they were just dumping the money in there, and somebody would beat their high score, so then they go back over there and they put $10 in the machine and sit there and play until they got the high score and they beat the other guy. And
So
you
it's
know,
funny you
that,
mentioned Buck Hunter because a good friend of mine that had gotten a Buck Hunter machine for his basement from Mantown and never used it. I think he even said I was like one of the two people that actually used it when I went over there. So when New England is helping our veterans had our first annual golf tournament last September, he donated
Mhm.
the machine. That was by far the highest demand raffle out of the entire day was that Buck Hunter machine because everybody wanted it to bring it home to Mantown. So that helped us. My buddy Scott Cody, he helped us raise some uh, good funds from that raffle donation off that golf tournament. So, but yeah, you got to be probably that military mindset, law enforcement mindset to appreciate, or a hunter to appreciate the old buck hunter. But
No, but no, it definitely. I feel like those, those small things, even getting one of the games, set up in the canteen area, it's just another way of you got the jukebox, you got the pool tables, it just provides another thing for people to do and partake in while they're there.
yeah, absolutely. Everything we can do. I mean, when I first started talking to people about the pool tables, we had a 6 foot pool table and an 8 foot. Nobody used the 6 foot table. So I kept asking, why isn't anybody using that table? They go, because it's too small. We want another table that's 8 foot so we can play pool tournaments and pool leagues here. So what happened? I called the guy that he basically does the same thing 50-50 split. He provides the tables, and then whatever the take is on the tables, he splits with us. So I called him up. I said, hey, Dave, what's going on? Goes 3 weeks later, he had a 8 footer moved in, and literally as soon as he dropped it and leveled it, there were people on it playing, and it's been running tournaments since. So, um,
And now, are you guys gonna get dartboards? I just saw something about seasonal with that.
yep. So we partnered up and went in and talked to Seasonal in South Attleboro, Seasonal pool specialty stores, and they graciously donated two brand new dartboards, some darts, some backboards, some pool table lighting. We want to get out with the 1970s Budweiser and Bud Light um, pool table lights and get something newer and fresher. So they graciously donated all that, and we're just waiting to. We've had a big lighting project going on at the VFW here, changing all our interior and exterior lighting, and that corner that the dartboards are going to be in has been kind of occupied, but it's slowly getting cleared out, and I'm hoping we'll have darts flying here pretty soon.
Now, there's what the Minuteman Dart League that's around. I don't know how the process of getting in that was, but I know like they play at like Wendell's and a couple of VFW posts and things like that. They bounce around. The league will be here on one Thursday night, and then the next week
Yep.
here they do like a 12-week season.
Yeah, we definitely love to have them here, and I think we got a great spot for it. As soon as we get the boards up and running, you'll follow us on Facebook or our website, and we'll have it out there for sure.
And then, do you guys just have the group page on Facebook, or is there a page
Say that again.
on Facebook for the VFW? Is it just a group page, or do you guys have like an actual? Because I see the group that says VFW uh, post 443,
Yeah, so we're
but I
separate.
don't see.
That's what we have is the post Facebook page, and then what happens is all our members will start sharing the events, and that's how it kind of gets around. And our website literally just went through an overhauling in the last couple of months, and that's like up to speed and top notch with the most recent technology and notifications and everything on it. It's pretty interactive, and there's a lot on there that you can certainly see on there. And our Facebook posts are pretty much as we do something here and have something going on, we're posting constantly. So I think that's been part of the big success as well, getting partnerships and people coming in to help out.
So right there, I just dropped the link for the public for North Attleboro VFW Post 443. So
I saw
if you guys want to check it out, and we'll also share it in the comments after the show as well. And the biggest thing is it's just good to see young members getting involved. Like you said too, we feel young compared to some of the older generations that have been taking the helm for so long. But we're no spring chickens either. But it's definitely good to see the transitioning happening of more veterans getting involved and helping out these organizations and
well, just
making sure
a
that they'll be
couple.
around.
Yeah, a couple. Just in my tenure here and experience being part of the VFW in North Attleboro. Again, 2 years plus ago, I was like the only young guy in the room, and all the old timers would be like, listen here, kid, this is the way it's been going on, and I get it. They kept us, running for a long time, but that transition now needs to happen more than ever because you keep hearing about these VFW posts that are dwindling and crumbling, and it's sad to see it happen. I mean, this building here in North Attleboro was built in 1957. I think the charter for the first VFW in North Attleboro was like 1925. So to see it try and just evaporate would be crazy. Number one, number two, it's a great piece of property and a great building. It just needed some attention. And now that we have the younger veterans of foreign war getting involved and rolling up their sleeves, it's pretty amazing to see. And they appreciate the fact that they can be involved and have a say in things. Whereas before, like I said, I got veterans from other posts calling me and saying, "Hey, I want to transfer to North Attleboro 443 because I'm hearing great things, seeing great things, and I want to be a part of that." So, and that's the
I
thing.
literally from a Facebook post I saw I did the same thing. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and that's how it happens. You just keep plugging away, and we've been very gracious and blessed to be able to have one or two new members a month over the last several months, and I can't even tell you the number of transfers that have come over too. So, and specifically stating that they want to be part of the rejuvenation and the renovation of this post and see it survive for another 100 plus years.
and then of course the other thing that is going on this month too is mental health awareness for May. We have the calendar that's on the Hellfish Facebook. It's on our LinkedIn everywhere. It just gives little tips each day for different things you can do, mindfulness, meditate, breathing, basically be able to calm yourself and take accountability and become in the moment again and be able to ground yourself, grounding techniques, all these different things that are so important. A lot of focus was on physical health, and a lot was shied away from when what we serve, not to go to sick call and not to do all these things. But it is more important now than ever that that folks are taking care of their mental health too. So it's good to see that, and like I fully believe that the camaraderie and the coming together in an organization like the VFW or like for a game night is something that will be important for guys and girls as they try to rebuild that missing piece that they lost once they left the service.
Barry, I'm laughing at Barry over there. He's chirping in the background. I had to plug my computer and it was going to die. I had to stand up for a minute. He was getting excited about, telling me to sit down. But no,
There is.
one of the other things, I seen over, not just, our organization doing this, helping our veterans and what we've been doing here and the VFW, but, with you, Mikey, and Hellfish Haven, you guys had a transition, from Bright Marine over to Sharon with 22 Mohawks. And I'll tell you, I was a big fan and still am a big fan that I think that's a great pairing right there between your organization and 22 Mohawks. And I think you guys are just going to continue to crush it and to help those that, have PTSD, suffer from PTSD, not looking for the help, but once they hear about your organizations and we can get the word out to them, you guys are doing great things on that front. I know there's one individual that's doing a lot of work with 22 Mohawks that our organization has helped, and he's had some tough times, and now he's flourishing and doing so much better than a couple, 2, 3 years ago because he got introduced to your organization. So, um, if you can just help one at a time, that's all it takes. And I wish these younger veterans would understand that they can come and talk to people like us. And believe me, I was sitting there back in '02, coming back from Afghanistan. Oh, I'm fine. Don't I don't want to hear this. I'm good to go. Big, rough, tough guy, right? But now, as I've gotten older, you start to realize, geez, we're not involved in seeing normal, typical daily stuff here as soldiers deployed. It doesn't matter if you're in, you know, Uzbekistan or Afghanistan or Iraq. You're away from your families, and you're you're seeing these things that you've never seen as an individual before, and it affects you down the road as well. So, and it affects everybody differently too. Um, just because one person might have an issue doesn't mean another will, or they might have one later on in life. Who knows? So, that mental health awareness and well being is certainly a huge part. And I mean, you hate to sit there, and I love the fact that we came up with F the stigma, because 22 a day, it sucks, and it shouldn't be happening, because these young
Hmm.
realize they can reach out and get the help and talk about it and continue to talk about it. It's not going to go away overnight, but finding avenues to be able to have people understand, and who better than veterans ourselves that have been through the same things they've been through, because they can talk to them, and they understand, right?
Yeah, and like just for example, there, Kenny Clifford, said, "Keep up the good work, guys. It's needed and appreciated." We were able to help Kenny a couple weeks ago, with his situation by going there and meeting with somebody face to face. So it's so much more important than just the online advocacy and the having a representation. It's good to have that that physical presence as well. The big thing too this year for Mental Health America is fight in the open for Mental Health Awareness Month. The slogan is "Fight in the Open," and it's just letting folks know you do have the situation, that it's okay to seek help for it, and not to be ashamed of what you're going through, to to keep on fighting.
Absolutely, and that's I you just got to keep pushing the word, and let it be known out there that the younger generation has plenty of help out there, and that's part of the problem is they don't know they have it, and they don't go asking for it. So if we can keep platforms like this running and getting bigger and bigger every day, same thing with Hidden Battles and their radio show. Um, we just got to keep hammering, keep going, and helping the veterans that we help is pay dirt enough when you see that smile on their face, or that sigh of relief, because they know that someone's out there that is a veteran and that cares for them. So,
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on short notice tonight, Craig. And
no worries,
make sure you
appreciate it.
guys tune in to Oscar Mike Radio. That will be on uh, next at 8 p.m. Travis has been putting on some amazing shows on his road to 400 episodes. He'll be hitting that milestone pretty soon. Thank you guys